Do you want to talk a little bit more about that and why, why you decided you wanted to get involved and why now?
Well, the I've always been, a little bit um, curious, and I've done different boards. I've always been someone who is willing to fill the gap. I've coached, rec league when there was kids on the waiting list, so I jumped in and coached so that it'll be another team and get kids off the waiting list. I do enjoy coaching, so I will throw that out there. So I love that. So that's not a hard thing for me to do. But like my son and band, they had an issue with the new director coming in, and she wanted to do things a different way. So I said, I know how to run program because I've done it with my basketball at Carson High, and I've run that entire program, and I know the administration. I mean, I went to school with a lot of them, and so I will step in and throw my hat in the ring for president of the boosters so that I can help facilitate that, and I did that, and I'm not sure how well that went because it was a transition, but I feel like I was able to be part of that migration into a new regime, and that new regime took off and is doing really well. And now we're into the second director since then. Um, but that's kind of what I've always been, and I'm learning that things are changing, even in my demographic. I mean, I kind of was raised old school. My parents were very Southern, and I can almost feel like I was raised a generation behind everybody else because people that are my age, they do things that I'm like, wow, you do what? Tattoos are an example. Most people have no problem with tattoos, and I was always raised that if you weren't a sailor, you don't get to wear tattoos. So, um, and I'm not saying I have a problem with tattoos. I'm just saying that that's a generation thing that's coming in there that we have to be able to communicate differently and inspire differently. Coach K, Coach Krzyzewski from Duke, he's emphasized that in one of his statements was that every year I get a year older, and every year the kids that I coach stay the same age. And so every couple of years he addresses and physically looks at how he communicates with his team, because it used to be you talk to him, hey coach, how you doing, doing this, and now it's gone to you send out a Twitter post or you hit them on Instagram and let them know that practice is adjusted by an hour today, just because the way they talk is different, the way we communicate is different between the generations. So I feel like that's a boon to me, is that I'm still kind of old school, but I also am a little more hip to prove that I'm not.